Hey kids, this is Aaron from the podcast that wouldn't die, and Kevin and I use Zencastr. You think you're better than us, that you're using something else? You're wrong. Zencastr's the place to be. Who are you to deny it?
It's now super easy to record a podcast with Zencastr. Log in using your browser and start recording a high-quality podcast right away. Record studio-quality sound and up to 4K video with your guests. Go to zencastr.com/pricing and use our code DIEHARD and you'll get 30% off your first month of any Zencastr paid plan. We want you to have the same experiences we do for all our podcasting and content needs. It's time for you to share your story.
Only a fool will give up a chance for a 30% discount.
Whoever killed him will probably want to speak to you.
I don't know anything.
I'd like to use you as possible bait.
It's not safe.
Is it safe?
Is it safe? No, it's not safe.
Welcome to the latest episode of the podcast that wouldn't die. I'm your host, Kevin. With me, as always, is Aaron.
Hello?
This week, we're discussing the thriller Marathon Man, starring Dustin Hoffman, Sir Laurence Olivier, Roy Scheider, William Devane. It's an all-star cast.
Mm-hmm.
Each week on the podcast that wouldn't die, we discuss guilty pleasures and forgotten classics of the horror and sci-fi genres, and thrillers too, with a comedic twist. Aaron, what's the latest? There it is again.
I'm just living my slug-worthy lifestyle. Have I joined a gym? I have not. Do I sleep till 7 and then sit in bed till 10:30, having my breakfast and watching TV? Yes, I do.
Fair. You know, we didn't even mention this on the show. On Monday, I will be appearing on local news.
Shit, that's right. KTLA.
ATLA, modeling the latest summer fashions. So this will be months prior to this video actually being released, or this podcast being released. But there you go. Good
This
times, how
makes
about?
up for the time you were living with me and refused to take time off of your waiter job to go be on, what was that dating show? Do you remember that dating show that was so hot in the early 2000s?
I don't remember what the name of it was called.
Where they followed you around
on your date. They
your
videoed
date.
your whole. They set you up with somebody, and they videotaped the entire date. And it was. I always think it was called Studs, but it was not Studs. It was something else.
Not called Studs.
It was something else. But it wasn't. I didn't want to take time off from my waiting job. It was like finals week, and they have to film
So
it
you
midweek.
say.
Yeah, so I couldn't do it. I actually told them, I'm like, you know, that's actually the day of my finals, and they're like, oh. And I'm like, is there another day? I mean, can we do it? And they're like,
No.
We'll let you know. We'll let you know. No can do. So
That was
sad,
it.
sad,
That
sad.
was your
my
moment.
chance. That was my chance.
I hung my head. I said, Kevin, this was your shining star moment.
That was my shining
And
star
now
moment.
you had to wait 30 years for it to come back around.
It's true. It's true. So check out the latest summer fashions on KTLA.
Drop a plug, bro, for the podcast.
This is what's funny. I don't think I'm going to be speaking at all.
No.
But am I supposed to grab her microphone out of her hand and be like, check out the podcast that wouldn't die while you're at it?
We need pins or something. You can wear it on your lapel.
So, and then I just like show them my lapel.
Because it's
Like a
live.
robe?
You can hold up a sign at the last minute as you do your fashion spinning. Who else is going to be on it with you? Because basically everybody else in the family bailed, right?
Yeah, no one else is, that I know.
It's
It'll be
you
me
and Stranger
strangers.
Danger.
I just got a text. They're like, we have all the models we need. So in case I was still scouring the earth to find any more, I was like, nah, oh well. I'm the only one they need, anyways, my opinion.
That's all they need. I gotta. So This is KTLA, like the third hour or something like that. I gotta find if I have that on DirecTV so I can record it because I'll be traveling.
It's around 11 a.m. This is important
Dude.
news. Important news.
Breaking news. Unfortunately, of course, this will not be released in time for anyone to watch it.
That's sad but true. But if we find some way to record it, maybe we'll post it on our socials. Who's to say?
Dude, this is what you need to do is we need to start pushing that this week. This real week. So people will tune in.
Tune in? Yeah, maybe. We shall see.
100%. That's going to be my story every day on all platforms.
Okay. We'll start pushing. I mean, it's already Thursday. This is Monday we're talking about.
Dude. It's on. I'm making a note to myself.
It's on!
On a pink Post-it.
People ask, Kevin, are you bringing your own clothes? And I'm like, no, but I could.
You wish you could.
Absolutely. No question. Anywho, Aaron, stop what you're doing. Give us a 30-second synopsis.
Push Kevin, KTLA.
Push Kevin off a bridge onto the railroad tracks. Give us your 30-second synopsis of Marathon Man.
Dude in grad school, background, father who got caught up in McCarthyism, committed suicide, brother who's some kind of underworld spy for the U.S. government, gets caught up with Nazis. Brother dies, comes back to his house, so everybody thinks he's passed on some secret information. Dude is on his own. Laurence Olivier is a Nazi dentist who drills into his teeth to get him to confess. He doesn't explain anything. He just keeps asking, is it safe? And Dustin Hoffman has no idea what he's talking about. And they just torture him. They just torture Dustin Hoffman. And in the end, he's totally alone. Everyone that he trusted betrays him. And the ending's great. What do you want?
What do you want? And the ending was a bone of contention because this was first a book. This was a book written by William Goldman, the screenwriter of Butch Cassidy and all the President's Men and all these things. He wrote the book, and in the original ending of the book, Babe, because all the characters have strange names. It's Doc is his older brother, and then Babe is the main character. Right. At the end, he shoots everybody, including, what's her name? Elsa.
Right.
He shoots Elsa. And when the time comes, he just guns down Christian Zell. Just shoots him. Dustin Hoffman didn't want to play it that way. That's when they came up with this convoluted, you have to eat the diamonds shit and accidentally stab yourself with a knife. And it was a huge thing. William Goldman was yelling at Dustin Hoffman on set, calling him a self-loathing Jew, because they're both Jewish.
Yes. A Jew wants to kill the Nazi. Is that what it is? This is 100%. Tarantino?
Yeah. 100%. William Goldman was like, are you kidding me? This guy tortured you, and he's a Nazi. We're Jewish. You just kill the Nazi. You don't need any more motivation.
You need to be the guy at the beginning who realizes that dude's a Nazi, and of course, it had a little road rage, and they all died anyway.
That was an interesting scene. That was a long scene as well. This movie has a lot of interesting stuff.
I think they wanted to make him a good guy so that he didn't become one of those. At least he
wanted to make sure his character was a good guy.
Right.
That's what it is. And
really, he's not a good guy. By the end, he's not a good guy anymore. Really.
Oh, why do you say that? That's interesting. Why do you think Babe is no longer a good guy?
Well, he tracks this guy down. He is having him. I mean, I like the thing with the diamonds because he doesn't give a about it. I kind of like that part that he doesn't care about the money. And this guy, the Nazi, doesn't understand that. He thought he was going to be dazzled by this. And I love the fact that he was just picking up handfuls of them and just throwing them. Every handful is hundreds of thousands of dollars that he's just throwing.
But why is he not a good guy?
Laurence Olivier swallows one and is like, nah.
I'm not good. I'm good.
I used to swallow pennies as a child. These are much smaller than that.
Why did you do that?
So you can see it come out the other side.
This is okay. We're just gonna move on.
I used to swallow thread to see if I could like make a complete circle, but that's a lot of thread.
Aaron, I'm trying to move on. I'm trying to move on. Do you want me to keep this in the podcast? These is horrifying revelations.
Of course, these are pearls.
Oh, sweet Jesus. What I was going to say is there's a lot of interesting backstory to this movie, which we're going to talk about later. Now, when was the first time you saw Marathon Man?
I feel like Quentin Tarantino needs to redo this.
Okay. Are you going to answer my question, though?
I will, just a second. What do you think about that? How would Tarantino had done this?
I don't know. I feel like this was John Schlesinger. I feel like the original is quite good. I don't think there needs to be a remake. Now, originally filmed, there were scenes that were intended to be much more bloody and much more violent, and they actually pared it down so as not to horrify the audience, especially the dentistry scenes are pared down. Praise be. Tarantino's not toning anything down, so it's probably going to be
no. He's going to go the other direction.
Right.
He'll be drilling, and there'll be like spurts. There'll be more spurts.
No thanks. I'm
and
good.
The end
with
will be a
bloodbath.
bloodbath. It will be a bloodbath.
100%. So again, when was the first time you saw Marathon Man?
I feel like I either rented it or I saw it on TV.
Because I feel like it's kind of a forgotten film in a certain way. You know what I mean? It's like people of a certain age are familiar with it, but people younger than that don't know anything about it. Like it might as well not even exist. Which is,
I mean, it's a spy thriller. It's a spy thriller and Nazis. I mean, it would pair well with The Boys from Brazil.
Well, it's ostensibly a spy thriller, but I also think it's that kind of 70s thing, like the parallax view, where it's like there are forces you don't understand who are coming to get you. That's a very 70s quality. We can no longer trust the government because of Watergate and all that stuff.
Well, so that's the 60s, the 50s. I mean, every decade we've been told, don't trust the government, don't trust big business, don't trust AI. And we just power right on ahead.
Maybe so, but the 70s, that was very apparent. Not trusting the government definitely turned that corner. It was like now, because
after Watergate and all that.
Absolutely. I mean, in the 50s, there was this feeling of optimism. Like things are going now for certain communities, obviously not so optimistic.
The Manchurian Candidate.
But it's that same kind of thing, right? Same kind of thing of we don't know what's happening. There are forces we don't understand who are messing with us, who are out to get us. And that's Marathon Man.
And this is The Division. It is the gap between what the FBI can do and what the CIA is willing to do.
Right.
And we fill that gap. So it's all, it's helping Nazis get their diamonds.
Well, what they said was, William Devane explained it. Essentially, Christian Zell, the Vice Angel,
yes, the White Angel,
who is basically Joseph Mengele, is basically who he is.
Who's living in Argentina. Uruguay, or wherever we were hiding all the Nazis back in the day.
Correct. And basically, they were using Zell because Zell was happy to kind of drop a dime on any other Nazis that were out there. Like he would drop dimes on other Nazis whenever we needed like a collar. Whenever we needed to we caught another one, he would help us. And in return, we kind of protect him. And we allow him access to his diamonds. They said originally it was gold, later diamonds, from still ill-gotten gains from the people that he tortured, essentially, as a Nazi. So there's this kind of uneasy alliance. Now, over the course of the movie, we realize that Babe's older brother, who he thought was a successful businessman
he's in the oil industry.
He's actually a James Bond type who is working as a courier for the division for Zell. But it seems like people are trying to kill him. They're trying to kill Roy Scheider.
It is unclear that if he's doing what he's supposed to be doing, why is everyone in where he works trying to kill him? It is never clarified.
It seems like, and you can jump in and correct me if you think differently, because Zell suggests later that he thinks Doc was going to rob him. He was trying to steal his diamonds. And therefore, that's why he's sending people to kill Roy Scheider, essentially.
But Roy Scheider took diamonds, dropped them off like he was supposed to, and was like, the dude was not expecting me at all.
Right. Unclear.
So how is that an indication that I'm going to steal the diamonds? Yeah, that seems very weird.
Unclear to say the least.
It seems like Roy Scheider's character was not that smart, that you still haven't figured out that your friends are your enemies.
Right. And here's what makes it more interesting is it seems like his buddies in the division are kind of in on whacking.
100%.
Right? Why is that? And to add a whole nother level to this, if you read between the lines, there's a scene in the hotel in Paris where Doc is talking to Janie on the phone saying, hey, it's been so long. Get your ass over here. You know, I'm not worried about appearances, suggesting there's some kind of sexual relationship with Janie. And it's revealed later that Janie is Peter Janeway, William Devane, which makes it even more complicated.
What?
Right? Because it's like, this was ostensibly his lover that was involved, it was complicit in him being killed. Or at least okay with it.
I didn't pick up any of that.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
I will tell you, though, Roy Scheider looking fit as hell, doing bizarro press-ups. I got no gay undertext or any of this. I did not get that at all.
When they're in public, I think they're together like one scene. They're like sitting in a restaurant,
and it's awkward, and they don't even appear to be that good a friend.
Unclear. It's all unclear. What does it all mean?
All right.
We don't know. Because I think on some level, we're not supposed to know. We're the audience surrogate, just like Dustin Hoffman. Dustin Hoffman is what is he? He's a history graduate student who also is training for a marathon. That's why he's the marathon man. And he doesn't know anything about anything. No. He truly doesn't.
He's an innocent.
So when he's kind of picking up on the Swiss student, the chick in the library, who's later revealed to be in on it, that is also kind of a strange twist as well. We don't know what she's there for. What purpose?
Yeah, they are so heavily invested in researching Dustin Hoffman, and yet not the same amount of eyes on the person who they actually think is going to rob them.
Strange. There are questions we don't know and questions we will never know. I think I might read the book at some point to see if there's more of an explanation.
Okay.
But he's in this relationship with Elsa. Okay. It starts and things are going fine. When Roy Scheider, Doc, comes to town and they stay in Babe's apartment, which is a goddamn shithole in the worst part of town.
It's Law and Order shitty.
It is bad. They go to out to a fancy meal. And while he's there, Doc quickly susses out, oh, Elsa, you say you're Swiss? You're not Swiss. Yeah. I know you're not Swiss. Even though you're speaking French the entire time, I know what you really are. You're German.
First of all, French people are not named Elsa.
Well, she says she's Swiss. She's Swiss, and in Switzerland, there's a section where it's French is primarily spoken, and there's German sections that are German's primarily spoken. But
familiar.
Doc does this whole thing where it's like, oh, what town are you from? Oh, really? Well, there's that mountain there that lots of good skiing. You must know this ski instructor. There's this whole long thing where then he just goes, yeah, I just made all that shit up. You're not from Switzerland. Yeah. Boom. So there's a lot going on here. and it's hard for us to know what exactly is there. Roy Scheider is in town to meet Christian Zell, who's flown in from Uruguay. And the reason is he's had to come is because of the scene you talked about. There's a whole opening scene of this movie where this little German guy is taking a box of diamonds from the safety deposit box and gets into a bizarre, it's not even a fender bender. It's like a street.
It's a road.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a road rage. His car has stalled. The old German's car has stalled. The angry dude behind him is honking the horn. The guy honking the horn is a Jewish fella.
Right.
Recognizes the German, makes some anti-German comments, to which the Nazi starts hitting him with Juden, and that is on. Then they go into this diabolical just road rage where what should have happened at the end happened at the beginning, and then that would have been a good bookend. Except he did the old Jewish dude didn't get his revenge because he got to burn to death next to the old German.
Right. They crash, like literally an oil truck is blocking the road, and they're old and not paying attention, so they're shitty drivers anyway. And they crash into the thing, and they both blow up and they die. Now this
old men driving giant cars in the 70s.
100%. This is important because the old German man was Christian Zell's brother, who lived I guess wasn't a Nazi or whatever, but he lived was helping his brother. Essentially,
he was a Nazi. He was just not a big Nazi.
100%.
He was a little Nazi.
So, he acted as kind of a courier type for his brother. So Christian Zell could hide in Uruguay and still get his diamonds from time to time when he needed them. But now that the brother's dead, and he has the only other key for the safety deposit box, now he has to reveal himself. Right? So now
maybe the diamonds are for part 2, which is the boys from Brazil. They needed to fund the experiments to bring Hitler back.
William Goldman wrote a sequel to Marathon Man. They never made it into a movie. It was called Brothers. And it was much more about Doc, who actually survived the events of Marathon Man somehow.
Oh, in the book?
In the book. Unclear.
Or I thought maybe it'd be like Godfather 2, where he appears to be quite stiff and then appears in the very next movie. Roy Scheider wakes up in the town of Amity.
It's funny.
No, you're sheriff.
I was reading this old post that somebody did where it was like, I like to tell my kids that All That Jazz is a sequel to Jaws. Because they both have Roy Scheider. I'm like, you mean it's All That Jaws?
All That Jaws. Da-da-da. Da-da-da.
And all that Jaws. Anyway, so Roy Scheider is killed kind of shockingly because he meets Zell at like a fountain in New York somewhere. And Zell, Sir Laurence Olivier, has this device on his wrist where a huge knife like shoots out and he gets old Roy Scheider and kills him with it. So this is also the 70s because you can fly in from Uruguay with a huge knife on your wrist and no one gives a damn.
Free 9/11, man. You could do all kinds of shit.
You could do all sorts of shit. No question. But so Roy Scheider stumbles back to Babe's apartment and promptly dies. Cops are like, okay, well, we don't know what's going on. William Devane shows up and starts to tell him the story of what's going on. Your brother was a spy working for the division. Is it cool if we use you as bait because we think the bad guys are still around? And this is the worst situation of using somebody as bait ever. Because he's like, I'm staying across the park. Across Central Park? All the way over there. How am I bait then? Right? If you're not watching me, then that's not bait. What is that? That's just chum in the water.
I would have gone to my girlfriend's house, which, of course, in this case, would not have helped him one bit.
Right.
But yeah, it was horrifying when he was locked in the bathroom and they were just taking the door off to get him.
That was great. Well, number one, he's got a gun and he knows bad guys are coming. And he like looks at the gun.
He picked it up. I thought it was in the bathroom with him.
He picked it up and dropped it back in the drawer. And then even though he knows bad guys are coming, he's like, I'm going to take a bath Just a soothing bath for an hour.
Couldn't have
naked.
been more vulnerable. I would have put a chair up under my door. If I couldn't leave, I would have put a chair up under my door. I would have been doing something.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
He was stuck because he's sitting there and you can hear the voices, the whispering voices coming into his apartment. And you see the shadows on the ceiling.
Oh yeah.
People
It
coming
was
in.
super suspenseful.
It was great. He jumps up, locks the door, screaming out his window, "Help, help!" In New York, you can call help all day. No one's coming.
That's right. We
No.
learned that from TV.
We
No one will
learned that.
come.
I saw
They're gonna close their windows.
You're screwed. But you're right. They start go. We're going in one way or the other with the crowbar coming in. They grab him and they drag him off. And there's these two German guys, Karl and Erdhart, are like the lackeys of Christian Zell. And you see what's coming. They put him in the chair, and Christian Zell comes in, flips open the thing, and there's like all sorts of dental tools, just kind of like for cleaning plaque or whatever. And
I like that he's kept up the practice all this time.
Because yes, he was a Nazi dentist at the time. But he's taught what you said earlier. All he'll say is it safe? And it's dusting off and going like, you have to tell me what it is. I don't know what it is, and I can't answer it until you tell me. Just says, is it safe? Is it safe? And he goes in and he's looking at the guy's teeth. He's like, oh, you've allowed yourself. You should take better care of your teeth. I see a little cavity back here. Wing! And he says, is it safe? And he says, what? And he gets him. Ah! This is serious shit. This is serious shit.
I've thought about this.
Please.
When William Devane comes in after his brother's been killed,
Yes.
I think if Dustin Hoffman's character had not been so combative, it made him look guilty.
Okay.
It made everyone think he knows something versus, I had no idea this is what my brother was doing. No, he literally came in, called my name, and died in front of me. If he'd been like more open and less suspicious, then maybe he might have escaped this.
Maybe.
Because they were doing good cop, bad cop between Laurence Olivier and William Devane. He still thought William Devane was trying to help him.
William Devane, quote unquote, rescues him.
Right.
And they're driving away, and it's the same thing. What did he say? What did he say? He didn't say anything. He didn't say anything. And then drives him all the way back. And William Devane, and that's a grand reveal. That's when we know that William Devane is working with Zell. And Devane says, I don't think he knows anything. And at that point, Christian Zell's like, well, you have the luxury of wondering, and I think it's probably okay. I don't have that luxury. So
well, you've killed the person who you think was going to stop you. Do you think he had like a whole team that nobody knew about?
That's the question. Because at this point, the audience doesn't even know what "is it safe" means.
Yeah, they never explain why they don't trust Roy Scheider.
Right. They never explain that. It's not until later where Christian Zell does say, when he's saying, is it safe? It means, I think I'm going to go to the bank to get the diamonds, and then I'm going to be robbed. That's what it comes down to.
Right.
But what's interesting is when Sir Lawrence is doing the dental shit, you see one of the lackeys, he has to turn his back. Like he can't watch those. Jesus. And then later, when they get out, because they bring him back and they put him back in the chair. And now if you look, there's more tools sitting out there, including the drill.
Yeah, now they got shit they got to plug in. They're like, oh, we killed that tooth. Let's move on.
He and Sir Laurence Olivier is dynamite in this. He's just conversational. He's just like, oh yeah, I don't have an accent because language became very important to me because I couldn't read, written speech or blah, blah, something along those lines. And then he plugs in the drill and he goes, zzz, zzz, and he says, you don't have to worry about that one cavity. That nerve is already dying. The pain I can get from drilling into a fresh tooth It's much worse. Oh God.
Mhm.
And what's funny is if you're watching, the Nazi who turned his back on the earlier scene isn't even in the room anymore. He's outside of the room. And then
Yeah,
later Sir Lawrence really has to say, Earnhardt, get in here.
yeah.
I think those little
Horrible.
oh, it's
I love this is too much for Nazis.
yes, 100%. Absolutely. No, because you had to have the one guy basically hold him while he's
Right.
going in there with oh Jesus. Yeah, he didn't know anything. We all agree now.
We all agree. Dispose of him. Throw him in the trash.
Get rid of him. And this is where it's important that he is the marathon man because he literally outruns them. William Devane is trying to chase him. You see him just kind of collapse on the ground from exhaustion.
He is
can't
not the
keep up.
marathon man.
Clearly not. Clearly not. And there's a fun scene because earlier in the movie, whenever he'd do his marathon running, he'd always get taunted from like the local toughs. They call them creepy. Hey, there's creepy coming back in. So later, when he was basically wearing only pajama bottoms, and somehow
I love that he knew what their name is, so he was able to talk to the mother.
This is true. Is Julio up there? He somehow finagles a cab driver to drive him back to his apartment, basically looking like a dirty, insane person with only wearing
Pajama bottoms, no chonies, and no top, no shoes.
But luckily, he's like, I'll give you a Rolex.
But I just got out of the bathtub, so I made sure to put my Rolex back on.
So he goes up and he can't go into his apartment where all his shit is. So he goes across the street to like the local youths and convinces him to come down and says, hey, go ahead and rob my apartment. I got a TV in there. I got a stereo system. Take whatever you want. Just bring me the gun and bring me a change of clothes. And the guy's like, what's the catch? The catch is it's dangerous. And he's like, that's not the catch. That's the fun.
Yeah. That was cool.
That was a good moment.
That was a beautiful scene where everybody, like every Puerto Rican in New York, shows up to rob his house, and William Devane pops a gun, thinks that he's all shit, and they all literally just take a gun out. And
they all pull the guns out.
They're like, F you, and go about their business.
100%. So later, this is Dustin Hoffman calls his girlfriend and says, meet me here, grab a car. They drive to a house in the country.
Gorgeous.
Gorgeous out there. And he now makes it clear that he knows that Elsa's working for Zell. He's just like, how long? What was your job? What's going on? At first she denies it.
Yeah.
But there seems...
Because he's like, whose house is this?
Right.
Like,
is this Zell's house?
Yeah.
Is that who this is? Is that who you're working for? Now, here's where it gets kind of fuzzy for me. It's like, when are they coming? They're coming soon. And eventually they do pull up. Janeway and the two Nazi lackeys show up. And it seems like Elsa has now had a change of heart. Like she's not down with torturing or killing Babe anymore. Is that what we're supposed to think?
Yeah,
Unclear.
It seems a little fuzzy, yeah.
It's a little fuzzy. And then when the Nazis pull guns on Babe, William Devane shoots them down, which was also confusing. Did he do that? Why did he do that? I don't know.
Is he still trying to pretend like now I'm on your side? Is that what we're trying to? I'm a triple. I triple crossed you.
Because then he tells him, he's like, you can find Zell at the bank on 58th and Broadway or whatever it was. So he gives him the real information. But when Babe leaves, immediately William Devane gets a gun and is going to shoot him.
Right.
So none of it makes that part. It gets a little.
He just needed to get him off guard. I mean, he could have said anything. But the ridiculous part is it's ridiculous and also good. Is that if you are so afraid of getting caught, you're going to go into the Jewish Diamond District where there's a potential. I mean, you're afraid of going to the hotel to the bank. So you're going to go to the Diamond District and ask about big diamonds and go to multiple places. I think he just kept going until someone said, "It's you. I know you."
And multiple people recognized him. Yes, he goes to the most, what William Goldman described at the time as, that was the premise. What if a Nazi comes back from South America and goes to what he felt was the most Jewish city in the world, which
Yes.
is New York? What would happen? That was kind of the premise that he came up with. And of course, multiple people are recognizing him. It's the Vice Angle. Yeah, it's a whole thing. So, and that's again in
it's
a way,
ridiculous, but it was an awesome scene.
right?
Unfortunately, the two witnesses ended up getting dispatched.
The one dude comes up to him and says, "I know who you are." Immediately, whoosh, knife, slash.
He's the early Wolverine, is what it is.
Absolutely, and that was a long ass thing. It was like a foot and a half long. I'm like, what is he doing?
You'd be like tilting over as you walked because it was so
absolutely. So then there's the thrilling conclusion where Dustin Hoffman kidnaps him, takes him to, I don't know, the reservoir, and tries to make him eat the diamonds. Instead, he falls down some stairs and accidentally stabs himself. Credits roll. So, good stuff. Any other thoughts?
It's a very exciting movie.
It's thrilling. It is literally thrilling. Should we go behind the scenes?
Let's go.
Marathon Man. Sir Laurence Olivier took the role of Dr. Zell in part to leave a great deal of money to his wife and children, as he expected to die from the cancer that afflicted him throughout production. He was racked with cancer for years. He did The Jazz Singer. He did Clash of the Titans, all basically thinking he was going to die at any time now.
He looked really fit here.
They had to film him in certain ways, right?
I mean, Jazz Singer, he looked very slight, but that was also the character.
Well, and it was also several years later.
Yeah.
Let's see. Dustin Hoffman lost 15 pounds for this role. He ran up to 4 miles a day to get into shape for playing the role.
Yeah, he was very trim.
Very trim.
Not Roy Scheider trim, though.
On the last day of shooting, Sir Laurence Olivier visited Dustin Hoffman at his house, bringing with him the complete works of William Shakespeare as a gift. He then proceeded to read scenes from several of the plays, much to Hoffman's delight.
Oh, okay.
There you go. Because
I would want to learn more about his relationship with Vivian Leigh and how he hated Merrill Oberon during Wuthering Heights. Those are the questions I would ask. I mean, sit down, Larry. I don't want to hear. I can recite that anytime I want. Give me the juice.
You want all the tea, is what you're saying.
I want all the tea. Give me the juice. Give me the tea.
Well, and this is the thing, because there's the oft-told story that I've also told, that Dustin Hoffman, being such a method actor, showed up to act totally exhausted. Like, he would stay up to kind of give himself the actual feeling of what it'd be like to be in this character's position. And Sir Laurence Olivier apocryphally said, "Why don't you just try acting?"
How about that? How about that?
Now, most people read it as he was being serious and was kind of chastising him or kind of mocking him. Dustin Hoffman says, actually, the reason I came in disheveled is because I was out late partying. And Sir Laurence Olivier was saying it as kind of a joke.
Oh, well, I like that better.
He came in kind of disheveled and thought that it was some kind of method acting thing. At one point in rehearsal, Sir Laurence Olivier asked William Goldman if he could change a line slightly and called Goldman Bill while doing so. Goldman described it as the high point of his career. Let's see. Although not particularly a fan of William Goldman's original novel, Dustin Hoffman took the role so that he could work with John Schlesinger again, as they had
not with Laurence Olivier. That wasn't the reason why you took the role.
He said not interested.
He's like, Larry. Poof.
He also heard that Al Pacino was interested in the role and wanted to beat him to it.
They wanted to find the shortest actors in America and have them fight Nazis.
Producer Robert Evans was in
Oh
charge of
God.
this
You know,
production.
mom knew
Yep,
Bob Evans. We
absolutely.
can't tell those stories.
Bob. We call him Bob as well.
Yeah.
In a rare twist, all of his first choices for the film's leads, Dustin Hoffman, Sir Laurence Olivier, Roy Scheider, and William Devane, were all cast for the roles in which they were envisioned.
All right. Nice.
The torture scene was shortened after preview audiences were taken sick. That's interesting. The
What does
line,
that mean? They're vomiting in the aisles?
they were throwing up all over the place. The movie's line, "Is it safe?" was voted as the number 7 movie quote by the American Film Institute out of 100. So
He's so calm. Is it safe?
Is it safe?
Is it safe?
Oh, he's great. He is so good. I think that's about it. Let's talk about the cast and crew, shall we?
Let's go.
Let's see. John Schlesinger was the director. You know him from such things as Midnight Cowboy in 1969,
Never saw it.
Marathon Man in 1976,
Yeah.
Yanks in 1979. You know it, don't you?
I don't think I saw that.
Let's see. We talked about how the book and the screenplay were written by William Goldman. You know him from such things as Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, All the President's Men, Princess Bride,
Saw it.
Marathon Man,
Yep.
and of course, The Stepford Wives.
Dude,
Did all sorts of
we
good
need to
stuff.
find out some hidden gems that he haven't seen. We've seen all his shit.
Absolutely. Dustin Hoffman played Thomas Babe Levy. You know him from such things as Tootsie in 1982, Rain Man 1988, A Midnight Cowboy in 1969, and Kramer versus Kramer in 1979.
Never saw Kramer versus Kramer. Looked very sad.
It's sad, and it's basically just the story of Dustin Hoffman. Meryl Streep kind of bails at the beginning of the movie and doesn't come back
Right.
until it's the courtroom stuff. Laurence Olivier played Dr. Christian Zell. You know him from Rebecca in 1940. He played Maxime de Winter.
Yep.
He was in Sleuth in 1972. The Boys from Brazil in 1978.
Classic. This would be a beautiful double feature with the Boys from Brazil.
Playing Ezra Lieberman. And, of course, Dr. Christian Zell in The Marathon Man. Good stuff. We've got Roy Scheider, played Henry Doc Levy. You know him from Jaws in 1975, The French Connection in 1971.
Love The French Connection.
All That Jazz in 1979.
Love All That Jazz.
Jaws 2 in 1978.
Get out of here.
How about that? One of these is not like the other. William Devane played Janeway. You know him.
He was the king of the 70s.
Absolutely. And he was in 266 episodes of Knots Landing, playing Gregory
I never
Sumner.
watched that. Is that a spin-off of Dallas or another one of those?
I believe
Knots
that's
Landing
correct.
It's a spin-off of one of those shows from that time.
I think it's Dallas, but let me look here. Maybe not. What I'm gonna take time. No, no, it was just a contemporary of Dallas. So there you go. And outlasted all of them.
That's a lie.
It outlasted Dynasty and Dallas. How about that? He was also in Payback in 1999 with Mel Gibson, Marathon Man 1976, Space Cowboys in 2000. That's like an old person.
Now, did you see this when you were 1 when it first came out?
Saw it, yes, multiple times.
I saw it in utero.
Absolutely. He's still acting today too. He's still doing his thing. Let's talk about Martha Keller playing Elsa Opal. The
You did look a little
interest.
familiar. Do I know her?
I don't know. We're going to find out. You know her from Marathon Man in 1976. She was in something called Fedora in 1978. She was in Hereafter in 2010 and Bobby Deerfield in 1977.
I
Ring
feel
any
like
bells?
Bobby Deerfield was a big thing back in the day.
It's entirely possible, but I don't know anything about it. Let's look at the rating, shall we? On Rotten Tomatoes, Marathon Man currently has 82% certified fresh. Do you know what the audiences gave it?
What did you say the number was? 32?
82.
82. Audience gave it a 90.
81. Boom.
And she was in Black Sunday. Do you remember Black Sunday?
I do, with Robert Shaw.
There you go.
Where they're blowing up the Super Bowl, right?
They're blowing up the Super Bowl.
Let's look at the top critics. I've got Pauline Kael from The New Yorker saying, a project that seemed a leaden cinch to be the kind of visceral thriller that makes the audience almost sick with excitement has fouled up right from the word go, and nothing in it works quite the way it was meant to. She called it a Jewish revenge fantasy and did not like that, evidently. Roger,
What's the matter? The Jews should not have a revenge? Give me a break.
Roger Ebert.
I think the original ending that you were talking about is correct because it literally, now that I've said it out loud, it matches the beginning of the film.
Yeah. It's like, why fool around?
Why fool around? Just get it. Hunt him down. He's snapped.
Yeah.
And then at the end, he just dumps the diamonds in the river or something.
Absolutely. Roger Ebert of the Chicago Sun-Times says, if holes in plots bother you, Marathon Man will be maddening. But as well-crafted escapist entertainment as a diabolical thriller, the movie works with relentless skill. 3 out of 4.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about the flaws, meaning that why does everybody want to kill Roy Scheider, including his lover, according to you?
Yes, unclear. Maybe the book will tell us more. Let's talk to our resident in-house critic, AI Rex Reed.
Let's go.
He says, Marathon Man is 2 hours of sweaty paranoia and dental torture that proves even Laurence Olivier can choose scenery harder than Dustin Hoffman dodging drills in a tracksuit.
Boom.
Oh, goodness. Thank you very much, AI Rex Reed. Aaron, what is your rating for The Marathon Man?
4 out of 5, brother. It's solid. It's a thriller. It's thrilling. And you're like, oh, mouth torture. It is very confusing if you've never seen it, with all the flips and flops and who's the good guy, who's the bad guy, what's going on. And I was like, he might as well die. He might as well kill everyone, because what life does he have after this?
Absolutely.
I mean,
go ahead.
What is it? The Division is going to be on his ass the rest of his life. He clearly now has no money. Where's he going to go?
No TV or stereo anymore.
No TV or stereo. They took his record player. What else is there to live for?
I'm right there with you. 8 out of 8. 4 out of 5 is what I will give it as well. I think it's dynamite. It's much more like you just have to let it wash over you. If you start thinking about the minutia of the plot, you will definitely go like, what? But Dustin Hoffman, Sir Laurence Olivier, dynamite.
And if you have managed to figure out how to do those tippy toe push-ups that Roy Scheider does, please send us a picture and we'll post it.
Not easy. Not easy at all.
Like he's on his tiptoes.
Well, he's got his feet up on like the edge of his bed, so he's kind of inverted. Like his head is kind of down, so it exercises different muscles. It's a different muscle.
Yes, it looks horrific.
Roy Scheider is one of those dudes who looks like he's probably 5'5", 120 pounds, but it's all just sinew and muscle.
It's just sinew. Exactly. It's Slim Jims in a fitted suit.
100%. And I like Roy Scheider too. Nothing against him, but it's always
We
shocking.
love
when
Roy
you see these
Scheider.
guys. Absolutely. So
I
thank
think
you.
Roy Scheider is taller than you say.
He is. I'm sure he's not 120 pounds either. I was guesstimating. Anyway, so thank you very much.
Well, he's 5'9", so I guess he's not quite the giant.
Is he 5'9"? He does
Yeah,
not look
so
5'9" to me because he's so skinny, probably. So thank you very much. You can find us across social media. We're on Instagram, TikTok, Blue Sky, Threads. You can also watch us on YouTube if you're so inclined. You can email us, the podcast that wouldn't die, at
Gmail.
We are on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, anywhere the finer podcasts are available. So don't forget to like, share, rate, and review. Won't you?
Won't you please?
Aaron, what is your social media situation?
I am the dungeon master of our TikTok account. I am on the gram. I am the Cult of Aaron. Join the cult. I also have art on Artsy and First Dibs, Aaron Doherty, Instant Dreams Gallery. Check it out. And anything on my Instagram account, of course, is for sale.
Very nice. As you know, we like to include our friends and family's thoughts and feelings across the interwebs. Aaron, what's the word on the street? What are people saying?
Becky Grady contacted me and wanted to know what the hell is going on with movies these days. Why do they suck? Why is there nothing to see these days? And my answer is, I don't know. Because apparently they feel that people only want Marvel movies. The Penguin Part 12, the Dark Fight. I don't know. It's all terrible. I feel like I haven't gone to the movie in 1,000 years.
Fair enough. Well, thank you for that. Next week, we're discussing the horror classic Pumpkinhead, starring Lance Henriksen and some other randos. How would you?
I like
He's a
Lance
real actor.
Hendrickson.
How would you?
He is
How
a
would
real
you
actor.
watch Pumpkinhead? You ask. Well, that's an excellent question.
Please
You can
let
watch
me
it
know.
for free on Roku and on Hoopla, which is the library app, which you know means it's good. Otherwise,
I'm gonna need to. I just got to notice. I got to re-up my library card. Then I can get the Hoopla.
sadly, if you do not have those apps, you have to pay $2.99 from Amazon Prime, Fandango at Home, Apple TV, or even YouTube. So, such is life. Send in your favorite scenes, favorite quotes, comments, and questions about Pumpkinhead, and we may talk about it on the show. So, please.
Let me ask you this question. All these streaming services now we
Correct.
have to pay for. And even though we pay for, we also now have to watch ads that we cannot
Correct.
skip. We're getting to that point. Why is this now better than just having cable?
Oh, no question. And the gooch is that now you have to pay for all the different streaming sites, which means it's probably approaching the same price as just having cable. Right, if you're a cord cutter.
Yeah.
100%. Especially because you're paying for internet access on top of it. So,
Internet, like our high quality internet access here that causes our systems to crash at least 3 times for
Correct.
every podcast.
that's the one. Anywho, so thank you very much and be well.